when you want to build out training for people, you need to do what's called a step by step. So like, let's say you want them to be really good at closing, right? So you have closing. Well, that requires you actually need to know how to get to the close.
Yeah.
So what's before the close is you have what's called the trial close. Most people don't know what a trial close is when they start sales. They're just like, well, I need to close the deal. And then to get into trial closes, you need to do a sales process properly.
Yeah.
And even there, you have little steps like you how to greet.
Yeah.
Then it's like how to lower the buyer's guard. If the buyer's like,
okay, that
we're just gonna look, and you're like, and it's like this awkward thing. Like you need to know how to get rid. There's a way to get rid of that.
Yeah.
It's called putting the buyer at ease. Then you ask them questions, and this is what salespeople don't do. They just pitch.
Yeah.
Hey, so we got this. It's like, hey, when's the last time you bought flooring? What are you looking for? What do you have to have? How much are you getting?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here, let me lead you in the right direction. Oh, we're just looking. Hey, absolutely no problem. 99% of our customers come in just to look. Love to point you in the right direction. Are you looking for something more or less than you did last time? Right? Yeah. And so it's like understanding these little steps. And then before that, there's, okay, I need to understand people.
Yeah.
Like when they say, I'm just looking, or, hey, we're just here today to browse, or, hey, we don't want to spend any money today. Like, what is going on? Hey, it's too much money. Is that a real objection or is it a complaint? And then before that, it's how do you treat people? But then before that, it's what about me? Am I even committed to learning all this stuff? Right? So
that's
smart.
Amazing.
So there's, and that's what we call fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a lot of skill.
All this is in the university?
Exactly. So what Grant did is he just built it out in a step by step. So like if you want to be a rocket scientist, like they don't just teach you advanced rocket science. They go, okay, chemistry 101, like university, chemistry 101, physics 101, anatomy 101, and then physics 201, right? And most salespeople, and pretty much every single training on the marketplace, aside from Grant Cardone, are all missing this fundamental thing of like, why am I even here?
That's right.
Like, why do I even want to show up and learn training? Why do I even want to get better? Like, do I even have enough money in the bank to provide for my family?
Yeah.
What is the right amount of money?
Yeah.
So that's where we start the training is like, dude, like, do I want to get great? Because if you're going to get into sales and not master it, you're just going to kind of do okay and make the 70 to 100 grand. Like, dude, if you master this thing, there's freedom, there's advancement. You can own a business, you can do anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, like our owner, Corey, I wish he was here, you could meet him. He'll be back in a couple weeks, but like, you know, this is a guy that was a former drug addict who basically flew across the country, did door-to-door sales, worked 7 days a week, lived in a warehouse, and built up a sales skill set. Now he's running 2 multi-million-dollar businesses, travels the world, has a great life, like he has freedom and he's helping thousands of people. So it's like, what's the point? And then you have stuff like, what about follow-up, right? What about, you know, internet leads? And basically what we found out is like, there's a couple options. Either you could hope that people learn this on their own, which they're not, or else if they had that kind of a mission, they wouldn't be salespeople.
100%.
Right? So you could hope they learn this on their own. You could try and teach it to them yourself, but then what happens is you're so busy. Yeah.
It's exhausting.
And then even if you get one guy to get this, you hire another guy, and then you got to start all over again.
100%.
So then what most people do is they're like, oh, okay, I know. I'll put it in binders and manuals. So like we do have that.
Yeah, it's not everything.
But here's the problem is people don't know how to read.
Yeah.
Like your estimate of how well your people could read is way lower than the reality. This is why people don't read books. They pick up a book, and like we were talking about, they come across a word they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ever read a book and you're like, you're reading the words, and then all of a sudden your mind just kind of drifts and you're reading the words, but they're
you're
not like
listening.
entering your brain.
Yeah.
So that there's a word like reciprocal, and you just didn't know what that meant. You kept
Yeah.
going. Now they're just kind of tuning out,
Yeah.
and then they're like, and then you wrote this binder. They read it,
Mhm.
and then they do the exact opposite. Like I had a guy like we fired him, but he's like literally on the phone doing the exact opposite of what Grant says to do. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, why aren't you applying it? It's like this.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like, okay, what is the method that people will learn the stuff? What is the method that they learn anything? Right? If someone wants to learn, how do I fix the sink blockage?
Mm-hmm.
They used to go into an encyclopedia or go to a bookstore and get the how-to for dummies. Now what do?
They go on YouTube or whatever.
YouTube. They
Yeah.
they watch a video. How to unblock the sink, and they're addicted to video. Addicted to it. So we're like, hey, that's how they're addicted in their spare time. We're just going to deliver all of this in video format. We're going to put testing behind it so that when they watch a video, there's a short test after, easy multiple choice, so that we actually know, hey, did they understand it well enough
Mm-hmm.
to apply it? If they're passing at 100%, that is the requirement to move on. If on average you see a guy's got 58% passing, he's just clicking a video on to the next. Oh, I don't understand that. On to the next. And what happens is most people in their learning, they're learning at 50%, but you have no way to track how good their reading is. So then you're just like, oh, this guy's just outcutting it.
Yeah.
But it's just he's not learning properly.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the numbers in real time, you can
Yeah.
be like, hey man, there's something you're not understanding. What can I
Yeah.
help you with?
Yeah.
You're like, he's going like this, but he's failing. Oh, here, there's something you didn't understand. Hey, let's look at that. Fix
Let's
him
go
up.
back. Yeah.
Now he gets good. Now he could rock it up.
That.
So
Yeah.
So and that's where it's like, and then it has to be short, and it has to be like an athlete playing a basketball game. I'm not going to spend 8 hours a day practicing. I'm going to spend an hour warming up or half an hour, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the day playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't continuously practice and stretch, and build muscle, and hit the gym and do my nutrition,
Mm-hmm.
like if I try and do that once a year, like the company, I remember when I started my career, I was working for a company that would do training once a year.
Yeah.
Imagine an athlete going to the gym once a year, like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, eh? And like,
So right now, like for example, like in my company right now, I probably manage most of the middle part,
yeah,
which my time is so spread thin.
yeah,
That's the reason why I'm missing so many other things. So, like that being said, like right now, what our systems keep track of, an average system like a CRM or like these kind of systems, they'll keep track of a person failing to a person having results.
yeah,
So like if you maybe touch base on that, I can present this video also to the
yeah.
operations team.
Oh, of course,
So-
of course. So they're failing
So-
in what aspect?
So look, I'll just
Yeah.
just so they understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have to like do all this all over again.
Yeah,
So like most systems end up tracking failure, which somebody stops here, for example, and their sales don't close, or the system will track success, which this resulted in success, right?
in sales.
Yeah. So then it tracks this. So we have
Yeah.
this and this tracked,
Yeah.
but the road to get here and to push people upwards is
Yeah.
not tracked,
Yeah,
right? So I want the operations to understand that. That's the
Yeah.
reason I'm saying it.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
Because like the programs, whatever we're purchasing is actually gonna get us that
Yeah.
as a result, right?
Yeah. So like ultimately, and the cool thing about it is, let's say like, because a lot of companies, they have a lot of people with different levels.
Yeah.
I get this question all the time. Is this for brand new salespeople, or is this because my guys have been in the business for 30 years? It's like, dude, did Michael Jordan, when he was the best basketball player in the world, be like, oh,
That's right.
I'm good, I don't need to get better? It's like, no, he's like, I need to tweak.
Continual training and
He would lose against the Pistons because the Pistons, what? They were bigger and more muscular, and they would bully him around. So he's like, oh, for me, it's my muscles that I need to work on. So I'm going to hire a trainer. I'm going to focus my training on building more strength. So as you guys start to get on the same roadmap, the cool thing is we create custom training. So let's say muscles in this analogy is equal to trial closes. And you have this guy, this guy, this guy who suck at trial closes. You can custom assign training based on where they need help. But before we do that, honestly, especially for a young team, like you have like a younger team, they probably don't know a lot about sales. We don't need to do that. We just put them through the whole curriculum and it'll fill all the gaps in their education. And then we get this question a lot. Well, when does the training end? Like, how long is the training? And this is where it's like, how long do I go to the gym for until I'm in shape? It's like you always continue to you need to continually stay in shape. And I've gone through this like many times. Like there's 1,500 videos, but there are videos that I've gone through a dozen times because as I'm growing as a salesperson, I'm going to rewatch the video and I'm going to pick up something different. Like you'll read a book and then 2 years later you'll read it again and you'll be like, whoa, I didn't even remember him talking about that part, but that really hit me this time. Right? So it's levels of understanding. Like when you're climbing a mountain, like let's say, again, this is an analogy. When you're at the start, your vision, you can only see here. But once you're at this peak, now you can see up to here. And this is where, like, I'm sure anyone watching this who's an executive or you, David, like, you know this as an executive. Like, when you started your career, all you were looking at is like, man,
it's the first, peak.
How do I make like 10 grand or like, 10 grand a month? That would be so crazy. And then you get to like, okay, how do I make $250,000? And then you get to like, man, how do I run my first business? That would be so cool. And then you're like, fuck that, man. I want to scale so I could literally have my business almost like I'm the chairman and then I hire someone to replace me and now I own multiple businesses and I have passive income and I have freedom. And then you're like, ooh, I could see like the whole mountain. And then above that, there's like, okay, now I've conquered the business world. What can I do to make a difference on planet Earth and be philanthropic? And then you have like,
100%.
And then there's Elon Musk.
That's right.
So basically what we want to do is like get your people to new heightened levels of understanding with each one, but continue to reinforce that. And then there's stuff like how to stay motivated, like down to the basics, like get your sleep, your water, your exercise, personal finances. So a lot of companies, what they love about the training is they're like, it's not just for the salespeople. It's for anyone who wants to better their life. We have people that like, I want to get my kids on this. I'm getting my wife involved. Like, this is everything.
That's awesome.
And again, just back to the basics, like here at step 2 on understanding the buyer. If we just get your salespeople to understand this one concept that we put in there called the first rule of selling, which is always agree with the customer. Salespeople do this wrong. It's too expensive. Well, actually, sir, we provide better value. So, I mean, it's like flunk. Wrong. You went like this with the customer. Hey, totally agree. It is expensive.
It is expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive. You're right.
Yeah, for sure.
Start there, and then there's a process on how to like another one of these is like handling objections. Objection handling and closing and negotiating and selling they're 4 different things.
Yeah.
So it's like breaking it down. There's so much to know about sales. Like I know so much from just studying this every day for 4 years. Like at some point, you're just going to master it if you study it well enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously you could tell I'm passionate about it, but
100%.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic, man. That opens up, a lot more understanding on what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and by the way this is delivered is there's 3 methods. There's kind of like how a stool has like 3 legs to make it stand up.
Yep.
So the first one is self-training. That's step 1. So your people, Cardone, cup of coffee, 10 minutes in the morning, 3 videos. We don't need to make it long or complicated. It's just, hey, I watched a 3-minute video, another 3-minute video, another 3-minute video, 3 videos, roughly, let's call it 10 minutes. I do that every day. Step 2 is what's called quick fix solutions, which is like the caddy for a golfer, which is I could come in here, like let's say a customer gave me an objection, they said need to think about it. I could go into the program, type in need to think about it. Grant will give me a solution. I get a word track, I use it, I win with it, I get a deal, my commission goes up. Now I'm like, wow, like dude, what else can I learn? Like that's what happened with me when I got on the program is like I would do these sales training seminars and they would be this broad overview or talk about stuff that I wasn't dealing with. And then I would go back into my job and have a problem that wasn't covered in the 2-day seminar.
Yeah.
Be like, and then I try and call the sales trainer and he's flying off. He doesn't care anymore. He collected his 10 grand and moved on.
Mm-hmm.
I swear this happened. I couldn't get in touch with the guy. And then when I finally called him, I had so many questions and he's like, dude, like we've been on the phone for 20 minutes. I got to go. I'm like, damn. But with Grant, you could go in and get anything you need. How do I do day 2 follow-up? And not go, hey, checking in.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So it's quick fix solutions I could grab at any time. And then the third thing is group training, where you actually will do a discussion with a video and then a role play, which is like practical. So if you play a customer and we role play this like you're a stand-up, pretend like you're walking into my flooring store.
Yeah.
Hey David, welcome to ABC Flooring.
Thank you.
What could I get information on?
Actually just looking.
Hey, no problem, man. Hey, 99% of our customers, they come in just to look.
Yeah.
Are you looking for something bigger than your last project or smaller?
Bigger than the last project, yeah.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah. Is it for residential or is it for commercial?
It's a house and building, yeah.
Oh,
so,
nice.
like just living.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me specifically what you're looking for. I'd love to point you in the right
direction. Looking for hardwood.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, something that's very, very affordable.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So fact find, question. Yeah. Here, follow me. And I'm leading the transaction.
Yeah.
And this is something like, let's say there's a manager here in front of us two, we're 2 salespeople, and he's using the Grant Cardone train. Hey, remember how Grant said this? And he's got a roadmap and he's gonna guide training.
Yeah.
So this is again, the athlete or the training example is the perfect analogy. Athletes get onto the ice, they warm up before the game.
Yeah.
And this is where salespeople, they fail because they don't do this. They don't practice before the game. Guess who they end up practicing on?
Yeah, on the customer.
Every single day they're practicing on your customers, dude.
100%.
It's crazy.
100%.
So, yeah, man.
So let's say within this package, you said you'd give 30 minutes of time for training, right?
A day?
No, not a day. Twice a month, right, or something like that. How often would you be able to get on the phone with us, train personally?
So we do actually a mastermind call that's daily.
Okay.
Every single day, your people are going to be able to call in.
Yeah.
And we have a Cardone Master. It's basically one of our salespeople that are earning $500,000 plus a year.
Okay.
Like experts, real like the real Michael Jordans and the Kobe's of the sales world. And basically, your people will be able to listen in on the topic of the day. And then there's also, hey, help me with my pitch. Help me when they say just looking. Great, let's role play that. And they'll work it out. In addition to that, you're going to get myself. So if you guys want to come here in our office in Vancouver, or you guys say like, hey, let's just do a Zoom, or maybe every once in a while I could come out there. I'll do something interactive with your team. It's just a half hour.
What time is that daily, or that's not daily training, the one you're talking about now?
With me, it's once a month. That would be like customized, personal to your team. The daily is every day at 7 a.m. Pacific. And then there's another one on Wednesdays at, I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific. I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's
at 5 p.m. Okay.
Yeah. And then on top of that, the real thing, and this is the thing that companies make the mistake of, is they hire an outside trainer to come in for a 2-day, and like, the thing I like about it is he directly works with my people. But the problem is, guess who knows your people, your market, your customers best?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's us.
You. Yeah. So this guy comes in, like if, let's say it was me, I'm saying I would make this mistake. There's certain little elements about your market, your people, your customers that I don't know. So I teach someone, and then as a manager, you come in the next week, you hear him say blah, blah, blah on the phone. You're like, whoa, where'd you learn that? It's like, the trainer guy said it. Oh, no. And you like undo a bunch of stuff. So we're like, why don't we just do this? Let's do that third thing, the group training, where you lead it and you contextualize the training from Grant. Grant says, hey, this is how to do a fact find, this is how you do just looking.
Mm-hmm.
You watch the video together, then you as a manager could be like, hey guys, you know how I've been saying in our market that that's what Grant's talking about. You make it make sense for your people, you role play it the way that you want it, and then that's where you end up using the training for what's specific to you guys. So I think that's something that a lot of trainings miss, and that's something that we do. So it's the self, the group. If you want me to run a sales meeting on follow-up, or you want me to do a one-on-one coaching call, people love it. They're like, oh, my Cardone guy. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun, but it's ultimately what you do every day with your people as a habit. Like a lot of companies, they just want to change the culture from, we just come in every day, go to work, go home, have a beer, come in the next day. Like, stuff's coming at us versus like, hey, we are in control and we're getting better and we're
That's right.
improving. Not, oh, the market, oh, the economy. It's like, what are we doing about it? It's just a culture thing. It's not even about training.
Yeah.
It's a message to the people of, hey guys, like, screw what's happening with the economy, screw COVID, screw all that. Like, we're taking responsibility.
Yeah.
We're going to expand.